Learning new equipment, the hardware, the software updates can be intimidating. The YoloBox Pro is new equipment for me, but I'm going to try to help you by taking you through each piece of the software in version 1.9 so you can see how the YoloBox Pro might be a great addition to your live streaming setup. This is new equipment for me, and I am doing my best to get the hang of this encoder, streamer, recorder, switcher, all in one kind of unit. And in the middle of learning it, a software update has come out. Version 1.9 replaces version 1.8, and it does bring with it new features. Now, as you've seen this start up, I'll point out that this is the home screen you will land on. I have a previous live that is still on this home screen. Yours would be blank if you are opening up for the first time. You do have some information across the top of the screen. You're going to see your upload download speed. You're going to see a time, SD card, battery level across the top. This gear icon with the little guy here is going to give us a host of settings. It's going to prompt you to sign up for an account. There, I have done so. It's going to give you the generic about language recordings. That's what's going to be on your SD card. You have FAQs and a screen rotate. Now, the YoloBox Pro is configured so that the ports are all across the top. Your USB-C charge port, your microphone and line in ports, your USB-C out port, your USB-A out port, your HDMI out port, your HDMI in 1, 2, and 3 ports are all across the top. But if you'd like to have yours set up so that they are at the bottom, if all those cords and cables will be exiting the bottom, you can tap on the screen rotate and it will flip it for you so that you can turn your unit over and all those would be at the bottom. Really kind of a nice feature there, I think. System updates, factory settings, diagnostics, your version, and your network settings. Let's look into this one. It's going to show us what we're connected to. Right now I'm connected to Wi-Fi. But when I look at my network and internet settings, it's going to show me that I have been connected, or I have the option of connecting to Ethernet and mobile network. And then across the top, you have your social media platforms that you would sign into: Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and then the ability to RTMP into any other platform that is going to receive an RTMP stream. When I tap on the RTMP, in order to start that connection, it's going to ask you to send a link to yourself where you put in your stream URL and stream key. It has sent me an email. I'll check it, and then we will set up that RTMP connection. So here on my iPad, I'm going to go out of the camera where we are recording this. I'm going to go into my email and click on the link that it says to complete RTMP setup. There, it's going to ask me for the information from my account. We'll call this features. Our server URL, I will paste in YouTube Studio, create, go live. Once I get into the YouTube Studio Live area, I can copy my stream URL, and then I can paste that URL into the correct box. I can copy my stream key, and then I can paste that in stream key. I don't check authentication, and then after I've pasted the stream key, I will hit send. So now we'll go back a couple of levels to where the home screen is, and we'll go ahead and click on the red plus. Now when we hit the red plus, it's going to give us a couple of options. One is monitor mode, and that's a great way to go in and set up things and test them out before you actually start your live stream. Monitor mode is limited though. It's going to allow you to pull in the cameras that you have, but you notice that some of these icons are grayed out. For example, this two-person icon is the live caller that allows you to have someone call into your live stream. You actually have to be in a live stream for that feature to work. So, well, as luck would have it, it's grayed out. You can't use it in monitor mode. This one is the ability to monitor the chat of your Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch account. So You have to be in the live stream for that to become active. So let's back out one before we look at all the things that are in monitor mode, because the things that are in monitor mode are also obviously in a live stream. So we'll back that out, we'll hit the plus again, and we'll create a live stream. We're going to call this features as we did before. Okay, create. All right, let's open or resume that live stream because I have set that one up previously, but you saw the process just a moment ago. Features, I want to connect to that one. It's allowed me to do so. And now notice that I do have live icons all across the bottom. This icon was which platform we're going to send to. You have to be in the live area to do that. Before I go live though, there are a few things that I would like to look at and maybe even do, and then we'll go live for a few minutes so we can see some of the other features. Adding a video source. So you see I have two video sources already, HDMI 2 and 3, because that's the two places that they are plugged into on the YoloBox Pro. When I add another video source, I have many options. HDMI 1, if there was a cable plugged into it with a camera on the other end, would be one of those choices. USB is also a choice where I can run one of my Mevo starts via wired webcam mode. For now, I'm going to choose a local video. This is stored on my SD card. Now, there are some promo videos that YOLO Live includes on their SD card, but I have a couple of things that I have loaded on already. This is from a previous video that came out recently. I'm going to go ahead and load that one up, and I'm going to go ahead and start it playing. Because the way I have it configured, whether it's active or not, it continues to play. So when I go back to it, I'm going to get some other part of the video. I'm going to choose to add another video source, and we'll look at some of the other options. I can bring in a PDF, and then I have multi-views, several options of multi-views, and some of these are new with version 1.9, and they're really very nice. The ability to do a picture-in-picture where I have a big one and a little one is going to be something that we may make use of in baseball games, where we actually are showing the field, but we want to give a little bit of commentary, and I'm going to give myself just a little bit of screen real estate in the bottom corner, and you'll see what I mean. My main screen is going to be a whole view, but I'm going to use then another of the views, and I'll borrow this video so you can kind of see what it would look like. It's going to drop it into the right-hand corner. I can scale that up or down and then move it. Go a little bit bigger there. There we go. Bring it back to the bottom. But then I also have screen size. screen shape. So I can put myself in a circle down there with a little border. I can change the color of the border there. It is it's a neat little feature. So then done. So when I click on this video source, I have a picture-in-picture, my main screen, plus one of my other views as my subscreen. I know it's local video right now that I have as my picture-in-picture, but it can be one of your other inputs so that you have something live on both of those at the same time. We'll go into add video source one more time so you can see that there are split views, other picture-in-pictures, there's side-by-side where you can put a background behind it. Those side-by-sides can be larger on one, smaller on the other, so mismatched on the size, or even 3 inputs across. Let's move over to the first input, which is our overlays. And this is one of the things that I've spent a little time in and I've enjoyed doing so. So the overlays that we have, if I tap on the plus, we have all of these options for overlays. Image overlays that I can make. And if I'll make them with transparent backgrounds, export them as PNG files with transparent backgrounds, I can do that in Keynote. I've done a couple of videos over the years that shows how that happens. Just look on my channel, you'll see them. But the ability to export images, even animated images as GIFs, gives us image overlays that I can put on the screen. Image overlays is one of the things that I really think is exciting about bringing graphics and a next level feel to our live streams. Now, I have a couple of baseball ones that I would use for a scoreboard. I'll get to those in just a little bit. For now, I want to show this GIF that I've made. It is just simply my name, and it's going to animate in and animate out. Like I said, I could scale it if I wanted to. We'll hit done, and when I click on that overlay, it's going to put it on the screen. It will animate in, it will animate out, and it will loop indefinitely. If you click auto hide, it'll go away after it's done. Then just to remove it from the screen, we tap on that same overlay again, and there it is. our other options in overlays. Let's go ahead and look at those, and I'll show you what they look like on the screen. Lower thirds, built in, just put your text in with it. They are configurable then when you get into the menus for each one of those. So back out of this one because I don't want to add that. We also have a countdown timer. We can set that countdown timer to be whatever we want it to be. We can put background music with it and change the text. We can change the font, color, all that good stuff. The amount of time, we'll back out of that one as well. Looking at the overlays, we have web URL overlays. This one is confusing to me. It says that we can use a live graphics platform, a web page of a live graphics platform. I don't know what that is yet. I'll do a little research and maybe come back and be able to give some information about that. We can do titles, which is, that's self-explanatory. Do your title there. And then the final one that we have here are social overlays. So you can go ahead and put your information for Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Indeed, Twitter. So when we see the scrolling lower third, put it to be whatever you want it to be. You put whatever information there and it goes across the screen. Once it's off the screen on the other side, it will continue to load it back on the other side and scroll across the screen over and over again, as long as you want to leave that active. We'll turn that one off and I'll show you what the Instagram one looks like. There it is. And then the YouTube one as well. Countdown timer. As soon as you tap on it, it starts. When you turn it off and turn it back on, it restarts, which is exactly how you would expect it to. And then we have a overlay that is one of the titles that we showed earlier. So overlays are one of the places that I'm really excited about what YoloBox Pro has to offer, because it's really a robust feature. Now let's move on over to the live caller. We can invite guests. I'm going to go ahead and click on allow participants to join. I'm going to send the link to me. Email has successfully been sent. I'm going to check allow participants to join so that when I open up this link, it will allow me to go ahead and join this live stream. When I open up the email on my phone, as soon as I hit invite guest and then send me the link, I received an email. So I can tap on that, and then I have the link here that's going to allow me to call in to my live stream. Yes, I do want to give it access to microphone and camera. I also do want to put my glasses on because I want to be able to see what I'm doing here. I can change the camera from front to back. Resolution, I have all of these features. Then I have a join event button here at the bottom. So we'll join the event. As you can see on the screen here, I now have a remote wireless camera that is sending signal to the YoloBox Pro. Our audio comes from either the line in or mic in part of the YoloBox Pro's hardware, or it can come in from any of the cameras that are sending audio signal. If you've plugged in an HDMI camera, you are likely sending signal. If you've plugged in your Mevo Start via wired webcam, you are sending signal. So you have multiple options of what your audio can be, and then it can be mixed. It can be turned on or off. The level can be adjusted. You have a monitor port here so you can hear the audio and test it before you start your stream, which is always advisable. And of course, our local video is one of the sources as well, because it has audio on that video track that is playing. Then we get over to the scoreboards, which is one of the things that people are excited about. So in scoreboard display, let's go ahead and turn it on. We'll look and see what it looks like. So scoreboard display, you get to put your teams in, put your team color in. The information on this screen that is changeable, is configurable. We can change, let's go back. We can change the period to be inning or quarter or half. And so I can put top 1. That's not 1. 1. So I'm in the top of the first. That would be for a baseball game. When I go into time, it's going to allow me to do a countdown or a count up timer. Hit the start button and it starts counting up. If I want to count down, I can set that to be how many minutes and seconds and let it start counting down. There is a reset button for the timer. Now we go into scoreboard styling. We have a lot of options for the game itself. We can change the game name. We can change the font, text color. Our background color for each team would allow us to put team colors in, and that's really a nice touch to be able to put our red or blue for my town's home team, and then put the orange or the green or the whatever color for the visiting team's colors as well. We can put team logos in. They just need to be loaded on our SD card. We can do an auto switcher in the YoloBox Pro. Video sources, there we go. I want all of them available, okay? And so now, every 10 seconds, it's gonna change for me. It's gonna loop. The order will be sequential across, and I can choose, disable auto switching to edit. I can choose which one is the main one. So if I want HDMI 3 to be the one that I see most of, then I go back in and turn on auto switch. Then it's going to go back through HDMI 3 every other switch. And then finally, our last tab on the bottom here is going to be all of our settings within the stream. So my video switching source mode, I can double click or single click. I like it on single click. If I'm going to do these, I can choose to have my SD card videos continue when switched, to resume at the beginning and pause when switching, or just pause and pick back up where it left off. I can manage the SD card here to delete files if we want to. We can choose to have program out. We can choose to have USB-C out. One of the new additions to 1.9 for program out is it will allow a computer to read the YoloBox Pro as a webcam. So if you were in a software on your computer and it had a webcam input, you could bring everything you're doing in YoloBox Pro in as one single webcam input. I can't wait to test that feature out. We'll get there very, very soon. We can look at our transitions, all those options there. Our streaming mode, always leave that. Right now I'm leaving that as the default. I'm not using YoloLive's multi-streaming service, but it's very easy. Clicking on that and we'll show you just exactly how easy it is. Our video output mode, I'm sending out in HDMI if I send one out. Our encoding setting, I'm going to leave it as it is. Recording limits, storage settings, all of those pieces, just basic stuff for while we're streaming. So then when I press go live, are you ready to start live streaming? Yes, I am. Get back over here where my overlays are. I'm getting information across the top here. I'm streaming at 24 frames per second, up to 25. I don't have any dropped frames right now. And I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, the service where I am for this week is really sketchy. Whether you chose to record at the beginning or not, you can start recording at any point during a live stream. It's going to give you that information. I can start recording. And so now not only am I streaming, I am also recording. That recording will be on the SD card if I need it for the backup. If you have questions, comments, or can add to the knowledge base of this video, please leave a comment below.